They like, what he on? This is Alpha and Omega. Welcome home. This is not a song. This is a revelation. How to get a gone.
You a man, baby. I don't understand, baby. Tell your girl and make you feel protected like I can, baby. Teach you something if you need correction. That's the plan, baby. Don't put your life in clear hands, baby.
It's not enough. Feel solid, but it's not enough. You.
Yeah. You're currently on a stack of clothes. That's besides the point. And I have a microphone, but I just been pushed. Let me read this. Jesus said, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will last." Have you looked at yourself and thought, God could never use me? You've just decided that you aren't worthy to go out in his name, to speak on his behalf, to carry his message, to fulfill his plan. If it were up to you, you wouldn't appoint yourself to do anything. But it isn't up to you. God does the choosing. He wants to use you. He's given you a job to do. Open your heart and mind to him, and much fruit will follow. And it's like, cousin, you're so right. You're so right. You're so right. And it's like, this message is definitely personal. You know, it's definitely like it's something that I didn't think I was like deliberately doing, but like in a way, yeah, you know, because I can use my voice. I use my voice a lot. I'm a talker. I'm an air sign. I yap. Especially when I get like very comfortable and whatnot. And it's like, I know that there's a lot of people that, you know, there's a lot of people that are like that, whether it be anxiety and whatnot. And I've had a lot of time to break it down. And I'm thinking, you know what, F it. Like, this seems like something that, hey, if I'm dealing with it currently, somebody else is bound to deal with it too. And maybe it could be a whole nother perspective. And like, for my own story, you know, maybe you could get something or grab something out of it. Or use it as entertainment and take it as, you know, what you could do or not do. Or just a whole nother perspective, because we're all humans. And we are all together and are all one, you know. But it's like, it's like a colony of ants that are split into like a bajillion different ways. So it's like, even though all of our experiences are different, they're similar as well. And we can always take something out of somebody else's experience. That's the thing of wisdom, knowledge. You know, knowledge is just the fact of learning, whether it's beneficial, good or bad, whatever it may be. Knowledge is knowledge because it's knowledge. And wisdom can only come from knowledge. You know, wisdom is knowledge used within the circumstance. That's why you have to have the knowledge and be completely just accept it as it is, with no other judgments or opinions. And if those judgments or opinions come up, if that knowledge brings up anger within you, sadness within you, whatever it may be, you know, like a negative emotion, if it doesn't, if you're not able to detach from the knowledge, then that's fool's work. Sorry, not sorry, you know. You should be able to hear something or hear a different perspective and just be like, oh, okay, noted. You know, like, imagine sticky notes. Imagine like a book of knowledge, you know. And it's like, there may be things within it that you might not like or even not agree with, but you cannot defer from the fact that it is there, you know, that it is also knowledge within its own, whether opinionated or not. If it's fact or false, we can say within that. But when it comes to like people just I don't know, y'all. I don't know where I was gonna go with that, but anyways, I'll just make this a compilation. Let me just say so, because again, I can yap for fool's gold. Okay, fool's gold. But being able to accept every single thing, my point was being able to accept everything, and whether you understand it or not. Because in order to apply knowledge, you really need to understand it. But you don't need to understand it in order to accept it. You don't need to apply that knowledge in order to accept that, okay, that is an aspect. Separate and different for me, but that is an aspect as well within this realm, within this world that we live in. That is simply a fact, simply an aspect. And being able to take yourself out of it shows selfishness, you know? You're able to like set yourself apart and be like, you know what, that's a whole nother experience. Now I know that that's a possibility for experience. Regardless of what I think, I'm not going to rah out at somebody else, because who am I? And where is the acceptance within a different aspect of knowledge, you know? But to really apply it is to look at, okay, how do I feel about it? And like, if things come up, okay, how does that show within me? And it's going to come up within your life if you pray about it. Like, a very, 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 very good prayer that all of us need to do is to ask God to show us, or just to ask ask yourself, whatever it may be, to showcase to you every place within you that is holding resentment and judgment towards others. Because the resentment and judgment, let me talk like Nikki real quick. You see, like, the resentment and judgment you hold towards others is what you're holding towards yourself. You know, like, not the meaning just popping out, LOL. But no, for real, the resentment and judgment and aggravation that you hold towards somebody is exactly towards you. Point a finger, okay, chat, 3 of them are pointing at you. And that's just the law of the world. That's just the truth. I believe in some things like karma. Karma's my BFF. Karma's a bitch. And I love bitches. Okay. Karma's and I love, come on. Keep it honest. Keep it real. Keep it sweet. Keep it nice. Keep it demure. Like, because it just won't be afraid to say, and anybody can be a bitch, you know. this is not exclusive to women. You can be a man and whatever the frick, you know. They then, I don't care. To be a bitch is to stand 10 toes down. Be able to be a bitch in a world that tells you to put yourself aside, behind, away. It's like, I don't know, to be a bitch, like, just, because, no, let me get it right. Let me clear it up, because it was always right. To be a bitch is to respect your boundaries and others. Because he can be really, really sweet. Some people, like SpongeBob, could be a bitch. You know? Like, you'll push SpongeBob. But when you really, really tick him off, he's going to bitch out on you. Because he's real. He geeks out sometimes. As the kids today, they say, crash out. You know? To be a bitch is to crash out here and there. When people are doing way too much on you. But, like, the best response, even outside of crashing out, is crashing the fuck out. And then letting that bitch go. And then keeping it pushing. You know? Let the relationships that's supposed to be. Strengthen the boundaries. Say, hey, no, not going to deal with it. Pray for it, talk to God, talk to your ancestors. That's also something that I've been contemplating for. Because my relationship, I guess I'm just yapping, you know. But I was looking right. I tried to change up my makeup today. It gives this such a glowy do. Like, I haven't had my eyebrows done in a minute, so I cut it. Like, straight eyebrows looking on me. Brown girls, try that little straight eyebrow. I had seen this pic, and it's definitely AI pic. And it's definitely AI generated. But it's like, I aspire for my makeup to look like that. So if any of y'all have any tips and tricks, I would appreciate it deeply. But that being said, as I was saying, my relationship with God has come very, very far. It's proceeding in. Hold on, let me grab some water. But as I was saying, my relationship with God has processed so far, very far, and it's definitely a relationship. Anybody that says that relationships are not needed are miserable. 10:13 on the clock. Hey, that's my birthday. You know, it's like anybody who says relationships are not legitimate are miserable. Anybody who tells you to not make friends, anybody who tells you to not go out, anybody who tells you to not socialize, anybody who tells you to not connect to your fellow human is miserable. They have been hurt before. Really, really, really deeply. But that's not for you to pass. That's not for them to pass the misery down to you. You can choose to break that curse. I don't know whoever has dealt with this, but I've had people in my life that believe hands down that relationships are not valid. The only relationships you need are your family, and that's all. Like a box. Sorry to say, in the past, it was not like that. We had big communities and so many different things, you know, support systems for the women, for the men, for the children. We were all family. It was all big. It was all community. But now it's like dimmed down so much because so much has happened. Let's not even get into that. If you want to have a social studies lesson, we'll have a social studies lesson right now, okay? But so much has happened in history, clearly, that has divided us. But on top of that, it didn't give us the tools on how to build it back up. So now it divided us, and now individually, it divided the systems we had. And now individually, it's trying to divide, it's divided like the interpersonal relationships, you know? Not being able to communicate correctly. Not being able to uphold love in actual relationships. Not being able to uphold actual pure love and actual care. I see you and I care for you because you're me. That's all. That's all. In the Bible, it says, bro, and out of all these commandments, the highest one is to uphold your brother as if he is your own. The highest. Even on top of popular, contrary to popular African belief, of the highest of them all is to honor your mother and father. That is very much included within honor your other, like, it's literally honor the people around you. So if you're already honoring the people around you, including yourself, you are bound to honor your mother and father. The Bible is really complex because down the line in Matthew, Jesus literally talks about, oh, but y'all want to hold this up. And if a child wants to say something, now you're saying it's against their God. Hypocrites. Jesus himself claimed to the Pharisees that, oh, you guys were hypocrites for whatever you're trying to uphold now from that simple, pure 10 commandments. It has changed so much. Think about that. Jesus said that how many years ago? And I'm going to say what I want to say and say it loud and proud. I'm no longer holding what's in your eye, bro. Like, let's be serious, bro. If I gotta carry my cross, I'll carry it, okay? I'll carry both. I'll carry both my cross and my ankh, all right? Keep it nice. Keep it sweet. Keep it steady. Because why not? Why can we not just love? Why? LOVE. Period. Like, it could be a round sentence if you want, you know, but it's like, it's a lot better than fear and anger and not being able to sleep at night, bro. That's a topic for another day. That's a topic for another day. But if you're not being able to sleep, dis-ease leads to dis-ease. If you're dis-ease about something, whatever it may be within your life, is disrupting your sleep, is this is this leading to disease. Just clock it. Just clock it. And don't blame anybody but yourself. Because nobody is, but I'm gonna look at the camera when I say this one. Nobody is in charge of your health. Mental, spiritual, physical, emotional, other than you. And if you really want to play the free will card, then God too. But other than you, boy, gal, sister, hey girl, hey guy, other than you and G, J, A, source, love of all creation, whatever you may want to call it, unless if it's you or them, you shouldn't be letting anything move you outside. Don't let it. Don't let it. Because it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. Even when God directly gives you the stuff, because every single prayer we pray for is given to us, bro. We gotta go to the right place. We gotta get the cake. We gotta get the ingredients. It could be easy. You could go to the store and get a cake and keep it pushing. But it's like, are you even gonna be able to really enjoy that cake? But like, to be able to buy the ingredients separately and like actually do it and like feel for it, whatever it may be. And it's whatever it may be, because within each and every single one of us is different. It's so different. I was listening to this girl, to this woman on YouTube. Her name is Mo Nicole. I'm gonna put her channel here. She's very, very good. But she was talking about how with circumstances, like there's whole different things that can play into it. You know, like 2-3 people can go through the same things, but like because this person was in your life or that person was in your life, like it's a web. We're literally a whole web. It's a web. WEB. So I feel like some of us, like, we need to show more humility. I'm just, this is such a sum up. Hey, I'm Emanuela. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. Go ahead, hit the subscribe down below. We do creative stuff here. We do holistic. We talk real. Okay? As real as YouTube's gonna let me. Hey. Hands up, don't shoot. Right. But yeah, I feel like we all need God is so funny. God is in the birds, the trees, everything. To limit God to one thing. Where's the humility in that? As I was saying, to come to humility, we all need to put aside our egos, because the ego is literally what separates us from being able to be 110% humble to each other. 110% humble. Done. And out. You know? Because it's like, let bygones be bygones. Forgiveness where that at. Respect where that at. Let bygones be bygones. You know? Meet people where they at. Accept people. Understand people. That's humility. Humility. Not summing God up to this one rigid style. Humility. Being able to put your ego aside and do whatever you ought to do. For more humility. Even if you think you're being humble, you can be more humble too. Humility ain't never hurt nobody. If you are show humility and it hurts somewhere in you, that's a part of your ego chipping away. It's time for you to check it. See, where, you know? And then there's the, okay, I just have respect for myself. I would just rather not do that. If you need to set a boundary of yourself, set a boundary of yourself. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're not going to do. Point blank, quick. Simple. Cute. It's simple. Nice. Cute. Nice. Sweet. Right? Humble. And that's be humble to yourself. Being able to say, okay, these are my respect points. We're not going to over, you know. And this is stuff that's like, it ain't that deep. I don't care. If that's what, because, okay, something that I've learned, that when it comes to humility within parents, it's a thing where you got to meet them where they're at. It's like in order to be the bigger person, regardless of what their humility is, like what level that they're expecting, to be able to meet them where they're at shows the attempt of the child to the parent, honoring them for giving you the life. And a bird just flew by. Okay. Honoring you for this, to give you the life, because this is the life. Good, bad, sad, however it may be, happy, joyful, whatever it may be. But as someone that is working diligently towards that life, it does not hurt me to be more humble, to meet people at their humility level, you know? Because it's like, especially as an African, having to dissect this within my own brain, you know? Because blind allegiance is not me. I think even when I don't want to think, I think. Even when I think, I'm thinking, you know? So, but then blind allegiance is not my thing, but it's like, as a, okay, Libra, air side, you know, I want to see all perspectives, the full spectrum. So it's like, okay, where's this coming from? Especially like watching, I'm gonna rewatch those. Like Jubilee be having like the intergenerational, like the elders speaking to, and like it's better to like literally and watch, bro, and see where it's trying to come from. And now it's like to be able to completely hold myself outside of it. I don't know how this got into intergenerationalness, but hey, but to hold myself outside of it and see, okay, this is what this party wants, and how can that go into what I know and what I feel is best? Because humility is one of the fruits of the spirit too. You know, ideally we're supposed to be humble to everybody, no matter what. Of course, there's been traditions and things set in place that say, hey, be more humble to that person. You know, hands up, don't shoot. Just, you know. So it's like when it comes to parents, where it's like, okay, humble. the thing I'm trying to say is like how when you gotta meet people with their love language, if someone's love language is quality time, hey, all I want to do is spend time with you, constantly buying them stuff and spending no time with them, it's not gonna make them feel loved, you know? Like, rather, if you were with somebody who has the love language of gift giving or gift receiving, that'll make them feel so loved and cute, and they'll be cool with just texting you, and when y'all see each other, it's great. But someone who like that's like you gotta meet people where they like to love. If someone likes to be appreciated, dote it on. You're doing so good. Oh, that's so great. They like that. You wouldn't want to not tell them, affirm them at all, because it's not showing to them that you love them. So it's like, okay, if humble is the thing of the fruits of the spirit of the spirit is love. The spirit is love. So the fruits of love. Humility is, what's it called? Attached within it, right? I'm gonna get off soon, but let me just say this last part. But humility, this one is coming out so beautiful. But humility is attached to it. So it's like, okay, if it's humble your parents at all levels, it's like put myself aside with the respect, whole spectrum, if that's what you need. But try and meet them where they're at and see the parts that come up within you. And if it's part of the ego, if it's why should I do that, at the end of the day, you're here because they birthed you. I think that's just what it is, But that doesn't mean that you have to stop being who you are because they birthed you. What it means is that you must be humble to them. At the end of the day, if they say do whatever the fuck, even if you like it or not, get your bread up, do it in their vicinity, and leave. Be respectful and leave if they feel entitled to that, because parents are so different. And this is a whole different perspective for me, because some of the parents that my friends have had and kids that I've grown up with have are not the same parents as mine. Mine are plain blank simple pastors and African first generation pastors, Baptists. There's a whole spectrum of that, and we'll get into that later. But it's like parents come at different levels. There'll be some parents that I don't care, and that's simple and cool for them. And it's up to like humility on both levels too. That's why it's like uphold the other people around you, children included. The parents are also supposed to be humble to their children. Respect is a part of a relationship. Closing this off with how I started it, relationships are so important. God wanted a relationship with us. And my relationship with God has come very, very far. Like, look at how I just spoke about all that. I wouldn't have, 3 years ago. I've come very, very far. And I'm proud of myself. I'm not going to be afraid to say what is on my mind, because who's getting hurt? If the truth hurts, then hey. And if it's not your truth, then hey, cool. But don't come over here trying to speak. Not needed. But I love you. God loves you more. Let the ones that get it, and the ones that don't. Apologies if this was all over the place. Like I said, let the ones that get it, and the ones that don't. Don't forget to give me the makeup tips, please, girlies. Please. I just want to say one thing. If you try to start a YouTube channel, like how I said from the beginning, Jesus said, you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go bear fruit that will last. If you have fruit within you or not. People looking at you from the outside in do not know if you got fruit in you or not. You and God know the relationship that the both of you hold together. So if you try to open a YouTube channel, just do it. I feel like I came on here to say something else, but then my beauty distracted me. But just do it. I was going to say something completely different. Okay, I look so cute. Wow, I look darn tootin'. Who's that girl? La 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 la. Check out my TikTok. I say it's like God will meet you in the middle, and that was a message for myself. And I thank you, God. So this clip I can just keep it, whatever.